Hello, welcome to the Dwarves Podcast. I'm your host Justin. Today for Christmas month, we have only 3 days left till Christmas. Now we're gonna start to get into the good stuff. And today we're reviewing The Hogfather. It's a 2006 fantasy drama. It was like a two-parter, which altogether is like 3 hours long. I guess it aired on TV as 2 episodes. Its initial release was December 17th, 2006. It's directed by Vadim Jean. And this movie is based off a Terry Pratchett book, The Hogfather, which is part of the Discworld series, which are basically fantasy comedy books. I never got into them because, for reasons. One, when it comes to fantasy, I'm into either dark fantasy or heroic fantasy, where the Discworld books are more like, they're known for being comedies, and then there's and I think it's pretty much atheist propaganda, honestly, because there's a lot of, that's the one thing you hear about these books, is that there's a lot of like atheist shit in them, which it's like, whatever, what can you do? Uh, this movie, well, it's a two-parter, whatever, is basically the Discworld's Christmas special, pretty much. It's like, but in the Discworld series, their Christmas is called Hogswatch, where you have this half man, half pig like character deliver toys to all the good children in Discworld. His sled is pulled by flying boars. And what's going on in this book is that the Guildmaster of Assassins, Lord Downey, played by David Warner, is visited by a specter who wants to hire him for $3 million to assassinate the Hogfather, which is the Santa Claus of this universe. He brings in David Warner, who is Lord Downey in this movie, brings in Jonathan T. Time for the Job, who's this crazy sociopath character played by Marc Warren. Though his name is spelled T Time, he prefers to be called Tia Tame, probably because of his ridiculous last name. He pulls a group together to go out and kill the Hogfather. You got what's his name, Dave, as Peter, played by Peter Glennis. His mentally challenged brothers, played by Stephen Marcus Banjo, and you have Craig Conway as Chicken Wire, and there's like a wizard with them, who's like pretty much coerced to join this band. And they have a guy to break into locks, right? A lockpick. So like at first, the movie starts off very exciting, because like you have these group of characters banded together to go out and kill the Hogfather, Santa Claus, and then there's like the tension of how are they going to do that, right? And the other characters is Susan, who's Def's granddaughter. Def's a character in the movie. She's played by Michelle Dockery, who she's like masquerading as a nanny. Then you have characters from the University of Wizards, whose Dean is is Mostrom Rudcully, played by Josh Auckland, who you'll know from movies like Lethal Weapon 2, and he was the villain in the second Bill and Ted movie, which in my opinion is better than the other one, but I don't know. I don't really like the Bill and Ted movies, honestly. But I would say the second one is more entertaining than the first one. And Death figures out um, that like the Hogfather is in danger, so he takes over the Hogfather's role, and with his assistant Albert, played by David Jason, the Death is voiced by Ian Richardson, who died actually a year after like this movie got released, which R.I.P. Actually, I think most of these people are dead. There's a lot of old men in the movie. Even like Terry Pratchett is dead, who has a small cameo at the end where he plays the toy maker. Where like there's a lot of scenes where like Death and his assistant Albert are going around delivering gifts to children. They make an appearance at a shop where they get confronted by the city, two members of the city watch, where one of them gets paid off with a crossbow, with a cool crossbow. Yeah, yeah, and the story is basically you have characters who want to kill the Hogfather, and Death and his granddaughter and members of the Wizarding School decide to stop this. Right? I don't want to spoil the whole thing because it's like this is like a 3 hour 3 hour like movie, and like I'm trying to keep my reviews shorter. So I would say there's a lot of tension in the movie at the beginning that was pretty exciting, and then it starts to drag a little because you have like like meta commentary on Christmas and all that, and then there's all the atheist bullshit, which I fucking hate, and like fantasy stuff. Like, keep your atheist bullshit in sci-fi where it belongs. Fantasy is supposed to be a more right-wing genre. For people who don't know that, it tends to be right, but I don't know. I find, despite a lot of the atheist stuff, like the economy is great. You had some pretty interesting characters. The dialogue at times is a little weak, I would say, but then it's like it implies it's supposed to be on purpose. So I don't know, dude. I would say the budget for this was pretty decent. Though it kind of looked weak at times. You can explain that away it's a comedy, right? Of course, it's gonna be a little goofy, especially with the costumes. But I would say it's better than your average like Doctor Who episode, which looks like shit. Which is why I stopped watching Doctor Who. Yeah, so I would say if you're a fan of fantasy and drama, and then there's the heist feel with the movie. I thought it was pretty clever on their way of the criminals' way of trying to like kill the Hogfather, which they don't go for a direct approach, they go for an indirect approach, because he was like the killer, the assassin character was criticized for being too over the top, that he was lacking elegance, so he decides to go for an indirect way to kill the Hogfather. Yeah. I have more than one criticism, but like one of my criticisms is that they kill dogs in the movie at the end, near the end, like and it's not like, that's the thing where like you have like a final like confrontation, right? And then there's two more after that, so you have like fake final fights in the movie, which is like, usually you go for one. Usually you don't have like like two fake final confrontations, which I thought was, you know, a little weird that you would have two fake ones, but that because this is already long, they could have tightened up a bit. And then there are people that complain that this movie adaptation does not, like, you know, follow the book. The book was better, which you're always gonna have that. One, like, your average book takes like 10 hours to fucking read, right? So you have like 10 hours worth of content, right? So of course, for a movie, they have to whittle it down to 2 to 3 hours, depending on what they're doing, right? So, like, obviously, you know, I don't know. That's kind of when people complain, like, oh, the book is the better. It's like, of course it's going to be better. You have more fucking content in the book, right? Yeah, so, like, one of the things, I don't like the fact that they killed the dogs. Killed dogs in the movie, which I'm not 100% sure if, though, like, those dogs were, like, because the people who hired the assassin was the auditors, right? Which are these, like, ghosts who, like, want to, like, keep humans from being too creative, right? So that's why they want to kill the Hogfather. And then there's the fact that if the Hogfather dies, the sun won't come up, so that might, you know, kill a shitload of people. I don't fucking know, right? So, like, yeah, you have it's, I don't know if they shapeshift in the dogs at the end of the movie, or they were controlling dogs, but yeah, dogs get killed, which I'm a dog owner. I don't like seeing dogs get killed. Like, some people have problems when cats get killed and shit. To me, it's dogs. Yeah. So yeah, I would say, if I were to give this a rating, I would say IMDb has it right. This is probably a 7.5 out of 10. I liked it enough where I'm almost considering reading the books, despite the atheist propaganda in this offers books, which, you know, people like writers who tend to push atheist shit tend not even to be atheists. They tend to be like Freemasons and shit, which Freemasons are all into like esoteric bullshit. So I would almost be interested just to read his books, just to see if I find like Freemason shit or saying this shit in his books. I'm sure I'll find something, right? But yeah, I think I'll just watch more of these adaptions. Right? So it's a 7.5. It is a fun adventure movie. Well, fantasy drama adventure movie. I almost would have watched it like in one setting, which I watched it in like a couple settings, like I would say like 2 or 3 settings, because I had shit to do. I have a dog to take care of, and then like I have my other reviews, and I'm trying to beat Dragon Quest 11 before Christmas, but that's not gonna fucking happen. There's a reason why I want to beat before Christmas, because I have a special video planned, right, where I'm gonna play do a podcast where I'm recording myself playing a new game, right? Yeah, so yeah, it's a 7.5 out of 10. I would say if you're into British humor and stuff, you know, this is very good. Even if you're not, I would say there's enough cool shit in there in this movie that will keep your attention. So tomorrow I was going to review GC Holiday Nightmares, but because I already started reading another comic book, which I'm going to review after this review, I'm gonna review something else, which, let me just pause for a sec. Yeah, I'm looking at the list, and we have DC Holiday Nightmares left. We got Tokyo Godfathers, Persona 4, Episode 17, which I'm not even, sorry, Episode 8, that's a Christmas episode. I don't even know if I can find that. And we got Passion of Christ, Chronicles of Narnia, which I'm saving that for Christmas, and Eyes Wide Shut. I'm gonna go with Tokyo Godfathers. Okay, so we're gonna review Tokyo Godfathers tomorrow, and after that it'll be DC Holiday Nightmares. All right, bye.